Hello, my name is Klemballa and I am the teaching professional here at the Primland Resort, located in Meadows of Dan, Virginia. Today we're going to be talking about chipping, but more specifically about where we land our chip shots. A chip shot is defined by a shot that has very little air time and a lot of roll time. The opposite of what a pitch shot would be, and a pitch shot is a shot that has a lot of air time and very little roll time. So, when we're hitting a chip shot to this hole, your typical average golfer that I teach, when I first give them this shot, I say hit a chip shot to this hole. They usually take out their club, their typical club that they always hit chip shots with, either a sand wedge or a lob wedge, and they try to land the ball next to the hole, similar to where I have those two clubs just prior to the hole, and they hit a shot similar to this. So they land the ball next to the hole, but it releases past and gives them a difficult putt coming back, probably one that they wouldn't make. So I'm going to introduce an idea to you today that I learned from a lead master instructor from the McLean golf schools in Doral, Florida, named Jared Isaacs. And what this is an idea called box 1 and box 2. And the idea is that you're always going to land the ball onto the green in a landing area that's closest to you. So our first box is identified by the front edge of the green and one big step onto the green, which is right about here, and this is our box 1. Box 2 is just another step onto the green, right about here. So we're always going to land the ball either in box 1 or box 2 and never any further. Because if I were to have a competition with myself to hit 10 golf balls, and I had to hit 10 golf balls into box 1 or box 2, I would probably hit it 9, maybe 10 times, 10 out of 10. But if I went for the box that's just prior to the hole, I would maybe get 3, maybe 4 if I did well. So there's I would have a tougher time at hitting that landing area. So we want to choose a landing area that's going to give us the best chance of hitting it every single time. So that's why we choose box 1 and box 2. Well, obviously the hole location is going to change, so we're going to have to introduce ourselves into using other clubs. Because if I went with my typical sand wedge that most people tend to like to chip with, and I landed it into box 1, this is the shot, this is what would happen. It wouldn't get to the hole. It doesn't have enough loft. I mean, it has too much loft and creates too much backspin, so the ball doesn't roll out enough to get to the hole. So what I need to do is I need to experiment with other clubs. So I'm going to club up to a pitching wedge, which has less loft, which will allow it to roll out further. And let's see what happens now. So I landed in the same spot that I did with the sand wedge, but because the club has less loft, it rolled out further and ended up a foot from the hole, which is probably a putt I'm going to be able to make, and you at home could probably make too. So by choosing a landing area, like in either box 1 or box 2, it's going to make it a lot easier for you to chip the ball close. Now, all you need to do at home is start to experiment with different clubs and learn how far out your clubs will run. You can chip with a sand wedge, pitching wedge, 9-iron, 8-iron, all the way up to a 3-wood. You know, you see PGA Tour players do it all the time. They're chipping with hybrids or 3-woods on the side of the greens. So experiment with different clubs and limit yourself to either landing it into box 1 or box 2, and your short game will improve. I hope this tip helps your game, and please stay tuned for more tips just like this. Thank you so much.